All right, folks, we're back with the marvelous Mr. Drake. Sam and Thomas are going to be the co-hosts with questions. If you have them, put them in the chat room. Thomas will pull them into here. No, we're still on the air, Susie. Sam, you guys take it. I'm going to sit here and produce.
Drake wanted to follow up with what he had started, so go ahead, Drake. Finish your thought.
It might be a good idea to restate the question, and I'll do that. It's no big deal. Something about Mother Nature getting even with people not acting right, and the bird strikes have been a part of that. I'm not going to put anything beyond Mother Nature for the simple fact that Mother Nature and God, as far as I can tell, are pretty much one and the same thing. And some of the things that man thinks he's in charge of is weather, and he's been screwing around with things he doesn't understand. Consequently, we got some ups, downs, and sideways going on. Now, to further address this, I'm going to hit on something everybody just loves. It's called global warming. Okay, it has been on both sides of the fence. Yeah, yay, nay, go or stay. And
we lost Drake. Okay, Dave, the call dropped. That's you're gonna have to call him back. Because we lost. All right. Hold on, folks. We're having a bit of a technical difficulty here at the moment. Deetra is gone, and we don't know if she'll answer the phone or not. We lost Drake and Deetra, so just hold on to what you got.
Connection, because the stream's still up. I'm recording, so on and so forth.
Deetra, we lost you.
No, you shouldn't have.
We did.
You lost Drake too?
Yep.
Well, yeah, your phone call dropped.
Yeah, because you guys were still talking when I walked away.
Well, we lost Drake, so if you can get it back.
All right, call it back. Yeah, hang on. Let me find out where Drake is. Hang on.
He's probably still talking, going, hello? Hello?
He might be. All right, hang on.
All right.
Drake?
Yes.
Appears they lost you. Let me call you right back in. Hang up and I'll call you right back in.
No, we got him right now.
Yeah, we can hear him.
Okay.
Okay. That's interesting. The problems that are going on deal with an area of spiritual entity. Like it or not, these are not my. This is not my knowledge. This knowledge has been put out, expounded upon, written in stone, you name it. I've traced it back to about 13,000 BC, and those records there refer to ancient knowledge. Now, the people that wrote these tablets that I got this info from, when they refer to something as being ancient, they're talking millions of years. So, I will suggest that the planet's been here for a few billion years. According to every portion that you'll find in any belief system, there is a creator. I refer to that creator in the loose term of God. That does not necessarily mean that you should attach any religious significance to my use of that word. I use creator just as easily as I do the word God. I like the word creator better because that gives the credit where credit's due. Now, if anybody doesn't have a sense of humor about everything, when you first get up in the morning, go look in the mirror. He made you, and what you're looking at probably is funny looking. So, just go along with it. God does have a sense of humor. And I'll give you an example. He made artichokes. Try and open one up. He also made a horse with extraordinarily long legs, extraordinarily long neck, and it's sort of yellowish or orangey spotted. I mean, look at a zebra. Now, he's trying to get messages across, in my opinion, on these things. We can't do that. We don't know how to come up with a feather. We can't even answer the simple question, which came first, the chicken or the egg. So I'm going to suggest that they had to have a chicken to lay the egg, and I'm going to suggest that the creator could probably make a chicken. He made us, so I'm figuring that he can handle chickens with no problem. So,
Drake,
what I do then is get into the spiritual part of it.
Drake, I have one more example.
Yeah?
I have one more example, if you don't mind sharing, about how God has a sense of humor, and that's when women who have had their tubes tied end up pregnant anyway.
That too. People don't understand. And that's part of the problem. People have not gotten into education because there's so much uneducation and misinformation out and about. Everybody wants to make $1.98 off of you getting on their website and that sort of thing. To me, that don't fly. That's like paying for your freedom. It costs you a third of everything you own, and you sign in blood up with us, and you're good to go. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, we're going to get into the reality of it. The reality of it is this. You have a basic choice given by the Creator, believe it or not, as you so choose. And somebody can simply believe that something is going to happen. And the spiritual entity that they are connected to, whether they like the idea or not, makes it so. Now, people don't understand that you also have a thing called Gaia. Now, that is called Mother. This is the Indian tradition, and it is accurate. Each individual planet is its own entity. In other words, it has a personality, it has a consciousness, and it has an intelligence. This is not too far from what the actual reality is, simply because a planet such as Earth has to be able to manage itself in such a way that the little birdies can eat, whether they sow or reap or not. These little birdies, I don't know if you've looked at a bird. The feathers are beautiful. You want to see something more interesting? Look at the lily of the valley. And you've not seen even the kings arrayed as one of those. You can look at an iris, a lily of the valley, a tiger lily, whatever you want. Any of the flowers, pick one, don't matter. That thing's more beautiful than anything that you've seen in terms of somebody could, manufacture in the way of clothes, I'm sure. I don't particularly go to church. The reason I don't is I consider myself in church 24/7. When I go outside and look at the sky and I see the trees and I see the critters and I go, wow. Now, what could have done all that? Intentionally, it says, too. So I've got a respect for all of that. To go along with it, that respect boiled over into wanting to understand what my relationship between me and the so-called creator is supposed to be, exactly what it entails, and how to go about talking to it. And I say it because I don't know of gender having any value in terms of that high of a spiritual level. We seem to think that God was a man. Well, if you go back in culture, you'll find that it's the other way around. Instead of being a man-dominated society, it was a woman-dominated society. And in some cultures, it's still that way today. So you got matriarchal and patriarchal, and you got to understand the difference between those words. Get out the dictionary and look them up. Anyway, so here you got this individual known as Earth, Mother Gaia, or whatever you want to call that, fully supported by the Creator. Along comes man, and he thinks he's superior. He's so superior that he decides that there ought to be 43 Christianities, 57 Catholics, and 4 million different kinds of Muslims. Along with that, you've got every kind of Zen Buddhism and other things that you can think of. Those are man's ideas. When you trace these things back and you start looking at origins, they come down to a triple division. And this triple division back in history came from a unicular or singular or one source. So at one point or another, God, apparently in his wisdom, knew that man was full of it and said, okay, here it is, this is how it is, this is what you do, and this is what you don't do, and everything's cool if you go about the rules. So then you have Gaia. We get a thing called HAARP, and portions of HAARP can be used to create a resonance within the planetary system itself, both in the atmosphere or in the earthen part. The doesn't matter what strata. Now, strata is whatever it is that is it has your thingy in it. It can be atmosphere, it can be gas, it can be a vacuum, whatever. Strata is generally used to describe rocks and dirt and that sort of thing, but generally it could be water or anything else. HAARP has been used to create a combination of things. One is extraordinary weather. That's called weather wars, if you want to look it up. The other part of it is earthquakes. The other part of it is tsunamis. The other part of it is extraordinary lacks in certain things, where you move the jet stream a certain way just a little bit here, and a whole area goes dry. Okay, we've been playing with it. And what that does is, when you play with something, and I'll give you a good example. Everybody has probably seen a cat that gets played with. At a certain point, the cat turns around and bites the thing playing with its tail. Mother Earth has reached a static point, a stress point, and she's had enough of the games being played. And I'll give you an example. In one year, we had a whole load of hurricanes that never came to Florida. That's HAARP. Now, what HAARP does, it can go extraordinarily powerful, or it can be mediated down a bit. And if you create a HAARP field, where you have a set of HAARP transponders, you can create what's called a block, or blocking force. Florida is designed to have hurricanes. It replenishes the water supply, cleans out the dead wood, takes care of the weak in terms of different types of birds and things of this nature. It also does a real number on man, because he's stupid enough to build houses right dead in the middle of a hurricane zone. This is sort of like building a house that's not fireproof out in California, where the wildfires are at. Real swift. I'll give you another example. In our great wisdom, we decided that we were in charge of everything. We decided to build a rather large city known as New Orleans. And we built New Orleans below the sea level. And we got these big pumps, and everything's cool as long as the pumps work and everything's fine. I think we got a little lesson about that. And it got flooded, and there was problems. A lot of people died, etc. Now, what kind of common sense does it take a person to understand that it's not a good idea to rebuild a portion of a city that was underwater because we could not keep the ocean